Good morning, everybody. Welcome back again to Crosswind Kids Online. We're glad that you're here with us this morning. Why don't you stand to your feet as we worship together with music.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. 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 Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train.
Okay, now let's bring it down.
This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. Oh, this train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory. Jesus made a place in heaven for me. This train is bound for glory. This train. This train. This train.
welcome back to Crosswind Kids. My name is Miss Heather, and today we are continuing the series, I'm in Trouble. Today we're talking all about strengths and weaknesses. I want to find out how strong you all are. What is the heaviest thing that you can pick up? Maybe you can pick up a heavy bowling ball, or can you pick up mom or dad? Well, today we're not only talking about our strengths, but we're also talking about weaknesses. We're going to learn some important truths about both strengths and weaknesses today. Let's get ready to learn all about this by checking out this video.
Hello there, everybody. Good to see you again. It's me, Josh. In the series, I'm in Trouble. As we all know, life is just full of trouble.
You're telling me one time there was an armadillo on my toothbrush?
How did an armadillo get on your toothbrush?
Well, he was using it.
Why was he using it?
Well, he's my roommate and needed to borrow it.
Your roommate is an armadillo.
Armadillo soup is delicious. Hey, you stay away from Eugene.
Anyway, have you ever noticed that there are people in this life that are just naturally strong? Yeah, like me, bro. Check it out. Not exactly what I meant. You know what I'm talking about. People that are just really big and strong. They work out a lot and they have huge muscles. Like this guy. Or her.
Here we go. Don't make me angry.
Or these guys.
This is making me physically ill.
Well, boys and girls, it's true. Not everyone has the same strengths. But today we're learning about a guy who's famous for his strength. You may have heard about him before. Sylvester Stallone.
Hey, boss, it's good to be here.
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ah, this is fantastic.
No.
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball. What?
I don't know.
Now, we're not talking about those guys and girl. We're talking about a guy in the Bible who's known for his great strength and his long hair. Who could it be?
Chuck Norris.
No. How many times do I have to tell you guys? Chuck Norris is not in the Bible. That joke is so old anyway. No, we're talking about a guy named Samson.
Okay.
Duh.
No, that makes more sense.
Samson was incredibly strong, and he did amazing things, but his strength wasn't enough. Samson's story is very sad when you think about it. So what does he do? And what should we do when all of our strengths and our talents mean nothing? We may not be physically strong, like me, but we all have things that we do well. What do we do in life when those strengths and talents still leave us with nothing? You're gonna find out in today's story. So sit tight and pay attention for the action-packed ending. We're gonna learn that even though we may be weak, his strength is perfect.
Man, I wish I was big and strong like Samson.
Well, say no more, my good man.
Wait, what?
Hamana, booyah!
Hey, y'all, look at me! Woo! Y'all are so tiny.
Whoa!
That just ain't right.
Change him back now.
You guys are no fun.
Today we're learning that when we are weak, God is strong. Even though we may not be strong enough to handle all the trouble that comes our way, God is always strong enough. We're going to talk more about that in our lesson today, but right now we need to find out what you gotta know.
What you gotta know? What you gotta know? What you gotta know? What you gotta know?
Woo! Yeah! Hey there, boys and girls. My name is Wiggy Pop, and I'm here to have a rockin' time teaching you what you gotta know. Today, we're talking about how God will give you strength when you feel weak. So every time today you hear somebody ask you what you gotta know, you tell them this: I may be weak, but my God is strong. Oh man, look at these wimpy muscles. I feel so weak. Oh yeah? Well, look at these rockin' solid muscles. I'm so strong. Whoa, guys. We're not talking about muscles. We're talking about how when we face trouble, sometimes we just don't feel like we're strong enough to make it through. Oh, okay. That's right. We're talking about how God is strong even when we're weak. He will give us the strength we need to make it through our time of trouble. So every time today you hear somebody ask you what you gotta know, you tell them this: I may be weak, but my God is strong. And that right there is what you gotta know. My name is Wiggy Pop, and I'll see you next time. Rock on!
Okay guys, what you gotta know? I may be weak, but my God is strong. We live in a world that thinks strength and power are the most important things ever. The stronger you are means you are more powerful, which means people will like you more. But that is the opposite of what God says. God said His power works best when we are weak. So what you gotta know? I may be weak, but my God is strong. Today's Bible story is found in the book of Judges, chapter 16. It's a story about a man named Samson. You may have heard about Samson before. In fact, he's known as the strongest man in the Bible. Wouldn't you love to be known as the strongest person? Well, Samson was so strong because God gave him incredible strength. He told Samson, as long as you never cut your hair, you will have your strength. So all of his life, Samson never cut his hair. Now, Samson had a life of crazy adventures. Samson was the Israelite who fought and defeated many Philistines in his life. So as you can imagine, Philistines did not like Samson at all, and they were huge enemies. Well, one day, Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah. She was very pretty, but the problem was she was not a very godly woman, and she was pretty selfish. The Philistines found out about Samson's love for Delilah, and they made a deal for her to see if Delilah could find out from Samson what his secret was as to why he had so much strength. They told her they would pay her lots of money if she could trick Samson into telling her secret. Delilah took the deal and began right away. After several tries, Samson got tired of her asking him, so finally he told her that was because he never cuts his hair. She told the Philistines this, and while he was asleep, she cut his hair off, and as she did, all Samson's strength went away. Then the Philistines took advantage of this and rushed in and captured him. The Philistines took Samson away, gouged out his eyes to make him blind, and made him grind grain. It was a terrible situation. Samson was in big trouble. He was weak, he was blind, and he was bound by chains. However, the Philistines were thrilled to have their strong enemy captured and weakened. They decided to throw a huge party to celebrate. Well, at the party, the king's officials said to the prison guards, "Bring out Samson so we can make fun of him." So they did. It was so sad for Samson. But when he arrived to the party, he asked the young servant who was leading him around to place his hands on the 2 pillars that supported the roof of the building so he could rest. Well, while Samson was standing there, weak and blind and probably tired, he looked up to heaven and prayed, "God, strengthen me one more time." And then God gave Samson the strength that he needed right then and there. Samson pushed the pillars as hard as he could so that the entire temple would collapse, defeating his enemies once and for all. It worked. God gave Samson the strength that he needed. God's strength was exactly what Samson needed. Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to learn what Samson learned, that when you're weak, God is strong, and his strength never runs out.
So strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. There's nothing my God cannot do. There's nothing my God cannot do.
How many of you like watching superhero movies? They're all about people who have superpowers and people who are unusually strong or have some kind of special power and they're brave. Well, most of them use their power for good, to help rescue people from danger or defeat evil enemies. We love watching movies about superheroes because there's some part of us that wishes that we were stronger and braver than we really are. The truth is, especially as children, we often feel like we're not strong enough. We feel like we're too weak. We need the help of a grown-up to lift heavy things or to face dangerous situations. While it sometimes feels like a bummer to be weak, the Bible actually tells us that by being weak is better for God to use us to show His power and His strength. Well, in our Bible story that we listened to, God came through and showed amazing power when Samson was at his weakest. Well, today we're going to learn some important lessons about strength and weakness. The first thing you're going to learn is we all have strengths and weaknesses. We all have things we're really great at. Those are our strengths. What are some of your strengths? Things that you're really good at. Maybe you're really good at a sport, or you're a really good singer or dancer, or maybe you're good at cooking or art, painting and drawing. It's great that we all have strengths and talents and abilities given by God. They are special for each and every one of us. But while you may be really strong or really good at something like singing or art or playing a sport, not everyone is strong in that area. In fact, your strength may be someone else's weakness. We all have weaknesses too, or things that we're not so good at. But there's no need to be ashamed of them at all. We all have weaknesses. And guess what? Even though our strength has its limits, God's strength never runs out. God is different than you and me. He doesn't have any weaknesses. Instead, He has an unlimited supply of strength and power. In fact, His strength is not only never-ending, it's invincible. He's stronger and greater than anyone and anything else that has or ever will exist. That's what I call a superpower. Whatever you're facing in life, whatever trouble comes your way, God is stronger and bigger. You may be facing some tough times. Someone you know is sick, or maybe you broke your arm, or you're not doing so great in school, or dad lost his job and you don't know how. Your family doesn't know how they're going to be able to afford simple things like food. Maybe you're getting bullied at school or at recess or something. Things are definitely really tough. But guess what? God is stronger. Whatever you're facing, He is strong and mighty. God said it this way in our power verse for today. My grace is all you need. All you need is God. When you're facing difficult, tough, dangerous, or scary things, all you need is God. His grace is all you need. The rest of the verse says, my power works best in weakness. And that's our last lesson for today. When we are weak, He is strong. We love the part where God is strong, but the part where He's strong when we are weak, not quite as exciting. We want to be strong too, right? Our world tells us we need to be strong. If we want to be successful and do great things in life, the world says we need to be stronger and better than everyone else. The stronger the better, right? But God actually says the opposite. And what God says is most important. God says that He can work in our lives and use His power to help us better when we're weaker and can rely on Him. Now let me show you what I mean. Okay, I have this glove. It's pretty gross, but this glove is strong. Look, it's pretty tough, right? But what happens when you try to use a work glove? What are you using a work glove for? You need to do work, right? Maybe you're raking the yard and you want to protect your hands, so you put work gloves on. Well, if I'm going to try to put this glove on, I'm going to try. It's kind of hard. Oh, I can't even get my hand in there. My hand's not even all the way in. I can't. It's too hard. Seriously, I can't get my hand in here. You hear that? And it's got a lot of mud on it. It's hard. It's hard to do anything with it. Now, do you think my hand's going to be very protected if I can't even put this on my hand all the way? Probably not. What happens when you try to use a glove like this to do hard work? It's not very possible, right? This tough glove is keeping me from doing some hard work, right? Now, plop. Check this glove out. This one's it's still dirty, but it's a little more flexible. And let's see, I'm gonna put this one on. Look at that, it's nice and flexible. It fits my hand perfectly. It's nice and movable. It's got good fabric. Do you think I'll be able to do some work, heavy work with this glove? Probably. I can use my strength to do work with this glove. The weaker glove, the one that's a little bit more flexible. It looks weaker, right? Because it's thinner, it's smaller, but I can fit it better on my hand and I can use it better because it's flexible, it's weak, it's lighter, right? The one that is tough is difficult to use, but the weaker one is ready and able to be used. That's how it is with God. We need to remember that when we are weak, just like this glove, God can use His power and strength to work in our lives. When we are weak, He is strong. When we face troubles that are too big and too tough, God can use His strength to help us. His strength is perfect. So when we have a thin glove, it's easier to use. A weaker glove, it's easier because our strength, we can use it a little bit better, right? So we just need to trust that God can use us even in our weaknesses. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for being our strength when we are weak. And I ask that you would help us to remember to turn to you when we're facing trouble in our lives. Thank you for not giving up on me when I make a mistake, or for being my strength. Thank you for being my strength when I am weak, when I don't have enough strength myself. Lord, I ask that you would just be with us. Help us to have a great week. We love you, Lord. Amen.
Thank you. Oh, please have a seat. Wonderful. Hold your applause. Oh, welcome back. I am the actor, and today I am going to teach you a wonderful power verse. If you want to be a great method actor like me, all you need to do is listen closely and learn the power verse. Today's power verse says, "My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. What a wonderful, fantastic power verse. Now, if there's one thing I've learned as the greatest method actor of all times, it's that the best way to memorize your lines, or the power verse in this instance, is to do it in character. So let's find out what today's character shall be. Let's see. Yes, today's character is my Uncle Rufus, of course. What a nice guy. But it's not true. Acting, thank you. Okay, today's character is really a snake. I love this one. Okay, boys and girls, you have to say everything with so many S's, okay? Let's say the power verse grace on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Acting, thank you. Good job, boys and girls. Now it is time for me to get going, but I have a problem. Someone has tied my shoelaces together while I've been sitting here. Acting, thank you. I don't even wear shoes. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Exit stage left. Where is left? I'm gonna go with this.
All right, let's say our power verse all together. My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Today, we learned in our Bible story about a strong man named Samson. He thought all his strength came from his long hair. But is that even possible? Can your hair make you strong? Even after he lost all his hair and he was defeated by his enemy, who left him blind and very weak, when he asked God for help and just a little more strength, God gave it to him. God's grace is all we need every single day. So let's say that verse one more time. My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Rewind!
All right, were you paying attention today? Let's find out. We have our rewind review questions. Question 1, what you got to know today? I've got the power, God makes me strong, or I may be weak, but my God is strong. That's right, I may be weak, but my God is strong. Question 2, who is the strongest man in the Bible? Samson, Samuel, or Scooter? That's right, Samson. Question 3, who did Samson fall in love with? Dana, Delilah, or Darla? Do you remember her name? That's right, Delilah. Question 4, who paid Delilah to trick Samson into telling her the secret to his power? Samson's friend, the Philistines, or Delilah's mom? That's right, his enemies, the Philistines. Question 5, true or false? When they cut Samson's hair, he became even stronger. Nope, false. Question 6, what happened when God gave Samson strength one last time? Nothing? He didn't use it, or the temple fell on his enemies. That's right, it's pretty crazy. The temple fell on his enemies. Question 7, according to our lesson today, we all have something and something, strengths and weaknesses, hands and feet, or good days and bad days. All of those are true, but what did we talk about today? That's right, we all have strengths and weaknesses. Question 8, according to our lesson today, God's strength, something runs out. Always, never, or sometimes. You got it, never, never runs out. Question 9, according to our lesson today, when we are something, he is something. When we are quiet, he is loud. When we are small, he is big. Or when we are weak, he is strong. Do you remember what we talked about today? That's right. When we are weak, he is strong. Question 10, where was our power verse found? 2 Corinthians 12:9, 1 Chronicles 1:10, or Job 1:4? That's right, 2 Corinthians 12:9. And that says, my grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. Thanks again for joining us this morning. We hope that you have a great day and a great week ahead. We'll see you next time. Bye.